Well, good afternoon, folks. First of all, let me thank everyone for being patient with me while I was having problems, or what I thought were problems, with the microphone for making these videos. I thought my problem was actually wind noise coming into the helmet or affecting the microphone. And come to find out that that wasn't the issue. The issue is that the helmet that I have isn't or wasn't designed to be perfectly aerodynamic, and in so doing, what the microphone's actually picking up is the wind noise that's coming around the helmet from the outside. It's kind of what I hear anyway, so it's not the best helmet for reducing wind noise, and so the microphone's actually picking this stuff up. The problem is, the solution for this is to purchase a new helmet. Now, the new helmet would be about $460, $480, and I just don't see the driving need to invest in something that expensive if I'm not going to be doing a bunch of these videos. If this is not my livelihood, I don't see the point. So that's not going to happen. We're just going to have to make do with what we've got and hope for the best. So I appreciate you sticking with me. I appreciate your understanding, and I'll just try to make these videos without going too fast. Do these on busy roads to avoid that problem. So at any rate, finally I'm out here on the road so that I can record a new video for you Patreon subscribers. What I want to talk about, and that was a nice U-turn in the middle of the street. What I'd like to talk about here is a video actually that was posted by ShockofGod back in July. When I first put my video up to let people know that, hey, I'm going to start making these motovlogging videos, I got a couple of comments that said, oh no, it's ShockofGod all over again. ShockofGod did not invent motovlogging. He just happens to do it, and I'm sure a lot of my subscribers are just simply familiar with him. But that got me to go over and look at his channel again. I hadn't looked at it for several years, and he had put up a video which seemed pretty neutral. I thought it was going to be just, and I was kind of interested in what he had to say. It just looked like any sort of motovlogging video where he was talking about I can't remember the title. Is riding a motorcycle too dangerous or something like that. And so I was watching it, and it started off fairly neutrally, but it rapidly devolved into a typical ShockofGod, holier than thou, Christians are better than atheist video. I'm going to go ahead and edit this in. Here's a taste.
I am a Christian. I don't believe in death. I will not be participating in death. My body will die, but I do believe that I go to a better place. I just move to a better place. And this is somewhat why I'm making my decision that it is worth risking your life riding a motorcycle, because if you're a Christian like me, you're never going to die. You're not. You're just going to move to a better place. If I was an atheist, I would not ride a motorcycle. You have more important things that you should do. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. I'm right, and I know I'm right. You have more important things to do than to risk your life, because you would be risking your life, riding a motorcycle.
So apparently for ShockofGod, being a motorcyclist is something that should be only reserved for Christians. So, I mean, the guy's just a freaking bigot of the highest degree. I mean, you understand what he's saying, and that is, hey, being on a motorcycle is dangerous. If you're going to be on one and risk your life and die, you better be a Christian because you don't really die. But you know what? Life itself is dangerous. You're going to die no matter what. You might as well be either on a motorcycle, you're in one of these cars, you're just walking down the street, you're on your bicycle. I don't care what the hell you're doing. You're going to die. Somehow, some way, your genetics alone may predispose you to something that's going to kill you. And being a Christian isn't going to make it any better or any less dangerous for you or put death off or anything. I mean, you gain nothing by being a Christian other than this false sense of security. Now, we all know this. We all know how ridiculous it is, what he's saying. But we'll let this guy go by. Fucking dick. Anyway, so like this guy, that turd back there who didn't notice that we were all pulled to the side for the ambulance, he's going to do whatever the hell he wants. Anyway, he's probably a Christian. No, sorry, I'm not gonna fall into the shock of God stuff. But let me regain my train of thought here. It's this idea that Shock has that being a Christian somehow, I don't know if he's saying it takes the risk out of life, but it takes the fear out. So you don't have to worry about dying. Do whatever you want because you're not even going to die. You're just going to transition. You know, the motorcycle's going to go down. Your body's going to get torn to shreds, but you'll just keep on moving along on your holy roller. So you'll be on your spiritual motorcycle on gold paved streets in heaven or some kind of nonsense like that. But it's this arrogance that, first of all, is just stomach churning. But the main point I wanted to bring up is this kind of mentality that Christians are, and I got to tell you, this is shock of God. I don't know how many other Christians share this ridiculous, twisted viewpoint, but the fact that, well, now it's my turn to not notice that. Anyway, it's this idea that he doesn't have to worry.
So I do believe that for the Christian, yes, it's worth it. Have a blast. You're invincible. What can happen to you? There's nothing that can happen to you. You're absolutely invincible.
Now, he does go on to say that that doesn't mean that Christians should ride recklessly. I mean, in fact, here's what he says.
I'm not saying ride dangerously.
Yeah, but even though Shock admits that you shouldn't, motorcyclists shouldn't drive recklessly and play with their lives, it's the fact that he has that attitude is going to make him reckless. I've watched other videos by Shock back in the day, and that guy frequently flaunts the speed limit, drives what I consider recklessly, and I think it has a large part to do, now that I've seen this video, with his attitude that
sometimes I'll take the motorcycle down to the beach and, you can wear shorts and a tank top, which isn't very safe, but I've done that before.
He doesn't have to worry about it. He just doesn't have to worry about dying. So not worrying about death puts your guard down. So now you're not as concerned about the guy over here in his Tundra. You're not as worried about a car cutting through this intersection. Because if it were to happen, who cares? You're just going to keep on going anyway. Now, you atheists, you need to be more careful. An atheist will die in a heartbeat, or, as Shock puts it,
No way, no how should you be on a motorcycle. You're one, watch, I'm going to breathe. You're one breath away from death.
So for shock, you know, an atheist shouldn't be on a motorcycle because we run the risk of dying. And like I said, we're all going to die anyway. No, I don't want to die on the motorcycle any more than I want to die in a car or die of obesity or anything like that, or lung disease or anything like that. And that's the reason why I watch my weight. I don't smoke. I wear a seatbelt. And I ride a motorcycle with my attention focused on everything going on around me. But I don't want to not enjoy my life. Apparently, according to Shock, we all need to sit, atheists, we need to sit in the basement on a couch and not do anything and not live our lives because, well, crap, you're just going to die and you're not going to continue to live after that. Whereas Shock can throw caution to the wind because what the hell, the guy lives forever.
So, I think it's worth it. It is a blast. I totally think it's worth it. But if I was not a Christian, it is very dangerous. But I think about these people that are not saved, so to speak, and they're riding, and they're one breath away from death. It is not a good thing if someone wasn't saved.
So if anybody needed any reason, any further reason, to believe that Shock of God is probably one of the most stupid, ill-informed, uneducated, overly arrogant Christians on YouTube, well, there you have it. I can't imagine a single other motorcyclist who would actually have the balls to put a video up saying that he doesn't have to worry about death because he's a Christian. Oh well. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. I'll see you next time.